Another subgenre is the Western. These stories are set in the American West, typically from 1850 to the end of the 19th century. Although many stories are bittersweet, the setting is often idealistic. This makes sense, as people looking to read Westerns could be generally nostalgic about a different time. The stories also tend to emphasize the rugged individualism of the settlers. Some appeal factors include a rustic setting, cowboys, outlaws, and gunslingers. These appeal factors all reinforce the fact that characterization is incredibly important to the historical fiction. Another appeal factor is the strong story arcs with satisfying conclusions. Generally, in Westerns, all loose ends are tied. Another subgenre is the historical romance and the historical fantasy. Historical romance novels are essentially romance novels, with an emphasis on either a historical time period, setting, or character. These novels are usually character-driven, steamy, and richly detailed. Historical fantasy follows much of the same narrative structure and plot devices as standard fantasy novels, with one exception. They use a historical setting in place of a fictional one. These stories are character-driven, surreal, and atmospheric. Sir Walter Scott's best-known novel, Ivanhoe, is a story that encompasses the legend of Robin Hood and King Richard of England. Another classic title is Romance of the Three Kingdoms by Liu Guizhong. This novel depicts events from the Three Kingdoms era of Chinese history, about 206 BCE to 220 CE, as written by author Liu Guizhong, who lived from 1330 to 1400 CE. Another classical text is The Journey to the West by Wu Qinggong. This novel depicts the travels of the monk Tripitaka around the 7th century, 600 CE or so, on his way to India, gaining companions along the way and having many adventures with various mythological entities, the best remembered being Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, written sometime in the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644 CE. The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu is considered to be the first novel ever written. It is centered on the life and adventures of Hikaru Genji, one of the sons of a fictional Japanese emperor, and his many romantic conquests and political conflicts in a fictionalized version of the Japanese imperial court set sometime during the Han period. Treasure Island is a popular tale of pirates and buried treasure, following the young Jim Hawkins and Long John Silver searching for Captain Flint's fortune. This tale created many of the quirks of pirates often seen in modern pop culture. All the major trade publishers publish historical fiction. Some long out of print historical novels are now being reprinted, most notably by Buccaneer Books, Inc. and Hodder and Stoughton. Bygone Era Books is a small press dedicated exclusively to historical books, both fiction and nonfiction. One controversial trend in the publishing field is the fact that some publishers are insisting on a marquee name for the book. A marquee name is the historical personage famous or infamous enough to warrant instant recognition by the common man on the street. It is this factor, rather than the merit of the book, that can be the deciding factor in which books agents choose to represent. There are several websites that offer historical fiction resources. One of the most popular ones is Novelist. It's the most sophisticated of the fiction database. It contains more than 37,000 titles. One website is called Oxon.edu. Ancient Rome is particularly well represented. Soon's historical fiction site provides a format for discussions on such topics as how many sequels to the Three Musketeers or Planet novels. A lively discussion of the 100 best historical novels currently dominates discussion.